Welcome to the K&I Podcast, you guys. This is podcast number 2 with Kevin and me. We're going to be talking about, I don't know, what are we going to be talking about today, Kevin?
We're going to talk about the cars that we're going to cover upcoming and the recent Velocet LE motorcycle that we just covered, and driving on the left side of the road and turning down Vegemite left and right over here, and whatever it comes up,
Whatever. Man, that little motorcycle is cool. I never got the answer out of you. Is it a 2-stroke? Is it a 4-stroke? It's a 2-stroke,
It's
right?
a 4-stroke.
It's a 4-stroke?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, it's a 4-stroke. And it's a legit motorcycle then. And it has, and it's not a motorcycle because it has big tires. It's a motorcycle because of the engine size.
No, the engine size, it's actually the tires makes it. A scooter would be smaller balloon size because some scooters actually have bigger motors than the motorcycle. And the scooter actually has the engine in the back, on the back wheel and stuff, rather than in the center.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, the moped has pedals,
Yeah.
actually. So it's a motorcycle, yes.
All right. So it's a legit motorcycle. And
Yeah.
I was watching the episode and I saw you sitting on it, man, and you fill it up. It looks like it was made for you.
It. Mhm.
There's no way in hell I don't think I can even think about riding that thing.
Yeah, it's a little, and not only that, it was actually it's on the kickstand, so it picks it up. It's about 3-4 inches higher than it normally would. When I kick it off the kickstand, it goes down a couple more inches. So,
Yeah.
So I look tall on that thing, man, which I am not.
What's its top speed, you think?
It's supposed to be about 55.
About 55?
I call it 95 kilometers an hour because it sounds more impressive.
So you could actually take it onto the freeway if you dared.
Oh, it'd be tough. Yeah, it'd be tough. I mean, that's 55 is like all out,
Yeah.
So you don't want to run it all out, but I'm here in the city, so I can cruise at 30, 35 miles an hour all over the place.
And it's no problem. Yeah.
No problem at all.
That's cool.
And there are not many freeways here, so even if I take it, I could take it on a long road trip and never hit a freeway because there's only one freeway right here in the middle of Auckland. It runs about 20 miles, I think.
Oh yeah. That freeway, it just goes right through Auckland. Now, but you don't even need to get on that freeway though to get through Auckland. That's the cool thing. That Auckland is pretty compact.
Yeah. You can take the back roads, and I'm learning all the little nooks and crannies too, man. I've been around here for a couple of years, and I like to take every back road, every side road I can find, and it's I'm learning the maze a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for cars, though. That's why I'm taking all these little side roads and back roads.
I was just getting ready to say, like, yeah, you're kind of known for taking your disappearing, basically. You go on your little walks or your little whatever you want to call them, and you're gone for a little while. Is that what you're doing? You're looking for cars, or you look at what are you doing?
I don't call it disappearing. I call it decompressing. And yeah, I'm just exploring, man. I live in a great city and one of the best cities in the world, and I'm just trying to find it and look for cars too. Some cars to cover.
Mm-hmm.
So just checking things out, man.
Nice.
Seeing what's out there.
Nice. Now, man, it's always the same setup with me and you. It's like I'm trying to find questions to ask you. Tell me something. Talk to me. Let's have a conversation, dude. I don't want to. What I'm saying? This is not an interview. I'm not fucking. Jay Leno or fucking any of those guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Tonight Show, man.
Yeah. It's so how's the wife and family, man?
They're doing fine, man. The wife's a little upset because she's doing a bunch of DIY and I'm doing a bunch of gaming. And I'm like, well, you don't let me help you. You know what I mean? She doesn't trust me to help her. I'm not the most competent when it comes to using tools. I almost drilled my penis off once, man, trying to hang a tire in the backyard to make a tire swing. And so ever since then, I kind of let her handle things, you know.
Is that really how you lost your finger? Because you told me a story about the losing the finger, and I think you're just using some power tools or something incorrectly. Man, that's what I think.
No, man. When I got out of the military, I was obsessed with having a job, like a badass job. I was the weirdest fucking kid, man. You know how like when we were kids, we grew up on like Jean Claude Van Damme and Chuck Norris and all that kind of stuff, and I never could just be settled with. I always wanted to be those guys. I could never be the regular guy. So everything I've done since I got out of high school was to be a badass. You know, until I had kids. You know, and then I kind of settled down.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
I mean, I say yes, but I don't know.
well, I mean, so
I don't
like
know the experience.
right when I got out of the military, I started working in strip clubs as a security guard, you know, and then I started driving dancers, you know, escorts or whatever, to private shows out in LA and Orange County. And one night I got into a fight with a guy with two butcher knives, protecting one of the girls, and I lost a pinky. And it didn't stop me. You know, I went right back to that job, man. You know, as soon as my hand healed up, I made good money, so I went right back to it. And then you know, and then after that, I did professional wrestling, and then I did MMA and boxing and all kind of stuff, man. And now I do comedy and car shows. Now I'm boring. Now I'm a dad. But yeah, no, that's how I lost my pinky. It wasn't a tool. It wasn't a work accident. Although, you know,
It was a work accident.
yeah, it kind of was a work accident. I was, you know, yeah. Although, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's because I was never. I always did jobs like that, and I never decided to. I mean, I've done construction before, but I never specialized in like carpentry or anything like that. And I don't have any kind of specific skills when it comes to like DIY stuff. So I'm not that handy, and so she just gets upset, man. She starts to try to like, you know, fix something, and I'm sitting there trying to mansplain, and it's completely wrong. So, you know, I'm relegated to playing my video games, but you know, it isn't without resentment. So yeah, the wife's good.
So the guy had. I'm confused. The guy had two butcher knives, though.
Yeah, he had two butcher knives, man. He just he pulled them out the butcher block. I was on the phone. Okay, so I was really dumb, man. You only like me telling the story because it just shows how stupid I was back then.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to get into a knife fight, you normally just have one good knife, though. You know, I've never seen a guy with two.
Well, I was a lot bigger than him, so I'm on the phone, and the guy is not going his way. He's not going to get his money back, so he pulls these two big butcher knives out of his butcher block, and he's just holding them to me, and he's like, you know, let's go get the money. And we walk to the door, and he turns his head to yell at the girl, and when he turned his head, that's when I hit him, and I ran past him, and he grabbed my shirt, and he was trying to just slash me, and I spun around and kind of like spun him off of me. He hit the car, and then he came at me, and I blocked it, and I hit him, and he went down, and I got in the car, and something was hitting me in the arm, and I looked down, and my pinky was hanging. So
I imagine the guy, in my mind, he looks like Danny Trejo.
in your
You know
mind,
Danny Trejo?
he honestly he looked more like yeah. I mean, he was just an Asian. He was like a white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a white buff Asian dude.
Yeah, but you know, when you tell somebody this, they have their own little movie in their head, you know.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
in my head movie, I've got Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo, hey, that's a good part, man. Yeah, he was called Danny Trejo's build. So yeah, that's good visualization. But yeah, and yeah, so that's how I got my pinky cut off, and then ever since then, I went back to jobs like that, physical, you know, tough guy fighting or just whatever type of jobs. I don't like being told what to do, or you know, I don't have enough focus to do anything like carpentry or anything like that, you know. So
yeah. I ran into a guy I went to high school with a little while back, and I haven't seen him in a while. And the first thing he comes up to me, he runs up and he holds up his hands. He's like, "Look, I got a check because I lost a finger." And I mean, he's a little unique guy, right? And I was like, "Oh my God, you lost a finger. How much did you get?" And he's like, $10,000. I said, "And just to think you have 9 more fingers to go, you know?" And he didn't quite get it, but yeah, I mean, like 10,000. That's
Yeah, that's a nice little
100
chunk,
grand or
man.
something.
I forget how much I was awarded. Like it was a nice little chunk, probably about that. But he just didn't pay it. You know what I mean? They couldn't find him, and he just disappeared. So uh,
Yeah.
yeah, never saw a penny of that. But uh, yeah, so it is what it is, man. I'm breathing.
So you grew up in California though, in Riverside, right?
Yeah, I grew up in California, Inland Empire, all over actually. So like L.A. When I was younger, and then older teen years and stuff like yeah, Riverside, Inland Empire area, and
Hmm.
a town called Yucaipa. And it's funny, man, because not a lot of people have heard about it, and you think Yucaipa, it sounds a little bit country, because it's not LA or anything like, or Riverside or San Bernardino, like the hard cities that people know.
Yeah.
But there's a shit ton of hard motherfuckers that came out of Yucaipa, man. We used to fight down there in Yucaipa all the time. It was so much fun, man, growing up, because it was just, always a fight, man. Everybody, if you like that sort of thing, which I did, man,
Yeah.
every weekend there'd be a party and there'd always be a fight, and big old groups, people surrounded and just watching that shit. That shit was dope. So yeah, we got
Yeah, man.
Tony Lopez. He's one of the ex what is it, King of the Cage heavyweight champions out there in LA, and he's been rocking it for years. Dude's like fucking 44 or 45 years old, and he's still fighting like to this day. It's crazy, man. Just some bad motherfuckers came out of Ukaipa, man. Love that place.
Yeah, I was actually in Antarctica, man, last year, and I'm very good with accents and stuff,
Mhm.
right? And this guy's talking, and I said, "Are you from Riverside, California?" He's like, "Yeah." How did you know that? Because you sounded, you guys had the same. I thought it was you when I first
That's
heard him
hilarious.
talking. I was like, "What the hell is Isaac doing in Antarctica with me?" And then I looked, I was like, "Are you from Riverside?" And he's like, "How in the hell did you know that?" It's
Yeah,
like, I have a thing for accents. I can pick them up, man.
that's funny. Yeah, what's funny about that is people tell me I sound like I'm a Texan. If I talk to people from California, they're like, "Oh man, you sound like a Texan." I'm like, "Really?" I don't say
That
y'all or none of that stuff.
it develops a slight, because living here in New Zealand, I'm saying things that are a little weird.
Hmm.
Instead of saying car hood, I say bonnet and stuff like that. And instead of saying pharmacist, I say chemist, and and then I put a little. I make fun of the way people talk,
Yeah,
so I do impressions of people, and then it kind of sticks with me,
yeah.
and I don't realize it. When I came back from Mexico, I was saying stuff like jalapeno and stuff. It's like, what the hell did you say?
Dude, I don't know what it is about me, but wherever I go, I'm like a chameleon. I adopt a little bit of their dialect. And it could be,
Yeah,
it could be a little underlying racism. I don't know. But if I'm hanging around Mexicans, it's like, hey, what's up, Juan? It's like, oh yeah, man, I get that, eh? Or if I'm, hanging around my black family, it's like, oh yeah, what's up? You know what I'm saying? For real, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or then if I'm hanging around, white folk, it's just like, oh yeah, for sure, no, oh yeah,
there's something instinctive about that kind of stuff, though,
it's
man.
weird, right?
We like to think we're not animals, but you want to blend into the herd, man.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
you don't
survival
want to. There's
instincts. Yeah,
survival instincts.
survival
It's
instincts.
definitely still built into us. We still have that kind of thing, and we like to think we're above that animal instincts, but we still have it, man.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about it.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so no matter, so I remember going over to New Zealand, and I'm like, yeah, brother, I sounded more Hawaiian, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I was just like, oh,
yeah.
shut the fuck up, man. It's hard not to though. It's hard. It is. Um, yeah, man. So living over there now, though, do you feel more? Are you more used to it? Like, has the accent kind of disappeared? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. It does disappear after a while. I don't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yesterday I was talking to somebody from Iowa,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking for quite a while, and then I realized I listened. I was like, "Are you from the States?" And she said, "Yeah." Yeah. It's like, "You are too?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like she's like, I don't even notice the accents anymore. But it took a while to realize that we were both Americans,
And they
man.
just fall away. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I like to tell people I'm Canadian over here, though.
It's a less. Oh,
Because
dude, trust me.
nobody knows anything about Canadian politics.
Do you have anybody in your family that does anything like that, singing or anything like that?
My mom was a singer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she cut a few records back in the early '80s and
Oh,
stuff,
that's right. I
man.
remember you telling me about that. Tell me more.
I just told you.
I know. Tell me more. Go in depth, man. Go in depth.
No, she went by another name at the time though, but I still have some of the old records somewhere, man. And
Really?
she was got a little regional kind of radio play,
Why don't we play any
but
of her stuff on the episode?
I don't have a record player, but I not here. I have one in the States, but the yeah, my dad wasn't into her having a job of any kind, So,
Oh,
uh, but yeah, of course it. But yeah, they
that's,
divorced soon after, so it was cool.
that's the way that it always. That's the way that it always goes, man. And now things are changing, man. The the world is sick of men running it. And New
Yeah,
Zealand is one of those countries where they're actually proving that women can actually they can actually do the damn thing. Jacinda Ardern, man, she's running the hell out of New Zealand, and I guess my point is, I was going to say that it's scary that women are going to take over, but New Zealand is actually doing good. So maybe we should.
yeah, it's great. I mean, there've been a lot of powerful women, Margaret Thatcher and Angela. I think it's Angela Merkel. Merkel. It's the German prime minister there, man.
Oh,
So
did
there's
she
some powerful women.
Merkin? Is that the one? Did she
Yeah,
invent the
I think
little
her name's
the?
Merkin, man.
Did she
Do you
invent
know?
the? Is it like the crotch wig?
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
that's what I think. Merkel. I think it's Merkel.
Oh,
Uh,
Meghan Markle.
I think it's no. I no. She looks. She doesn't. She looks like a kind of a miniature version of Conan O'Brien kind of thing. It's like I think it's Angela Merkel. Yeah, not Merkin, not the pubic wig. No, that's where my mind went, man. I don't know.
Oh man. You remember Bushes?
Yeah.
Oh man, do you miss them?
Uh, eh, I'm not that picky, man. I'll go either way with it. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. I didn't even notice
You
the
didn't
things had
even
changed.
notice?
Not really. I heard somebody mention it one day, like, "Oh, they are a little different these days."
Remember being remember back in the day when we were kids, man, and it was all about like fingering. That we were so excited just to get a little bit of a finger, a little finger wag, and then that was one of the things you had to contend with. You go down there and you get caught. You're like, what?
Yeah, and
But
I was always a little bit insecure because I have smaller hands. I have small fingers. So
oh man, poor guy.
yeah,
You got it's not the size of the finger, it's the motion of the ocean, my friend. So
it looks big in here, though. Look at that. My crooked.
but
I'm
yeah,
talking
man.
shit about your fingers, man. Mine's crooked. You got broken.
So yeah, when they started shaving, man, that was like a godsend, because it was just like easy access. Whoop.
I think that was just a big scam by the razor industry, man.
The razor
They just wanted to sell more razors.
make some money. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, don't
Freaking
bullshit me.
dude, there's a bunch of little companies now that come out with all these little clippers and stuff. They've got this Manscaped.
Hmm.
It's supposed to clip you without like cutting you, and it's supposed to be specifically made for the nuts. So that's apparently that's like an industry, man. You gotta that you can make a lot of
Yeah,
money.
and I think if you noticed, about the time that the pubic hair went away, it was about the time that they started producing these razors with pink handles and stuff. right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just to sell more razors. You know.
Oh, it's horrible, man. You know, at least we say it. We were saying it's horrible. It's because we're not getting a piece of it. You know what I mean? But if we were getting a piece of it, we'd be like more razors. Yeah. Shape them bald. Yeah, man. What's the next new thing, man? You know, you have uh, what's his name coming up with all this stuff with Tesla and trying to hit the moon. Musk. You know, he's okay.
Yeah,
So, do you follow Elon Musk and any of that stuff at all?
I just read a meme every now and then about him. That's about
Right.
it.
It-
Although I did see his SpaceX satellites flying over Auckland one night.
oh yeah, you definitely can see the satellites flying. There's so much visibility from New Zealand because there's no pollution. But
Yeah,
this is
I was out in the middle of this field. I had no idea what it was, man. It was wicked.
oh really, dude. When I was
Oh
in the
yeah,
army, I used to do a lot of acid, and I would see satellites and think they were UFOs. And like be freaking
yeah.
out. They're like, "Doc, chill. You're supposed to be being quiet right now. You're gonna get us killed." Uh, but yeah, man. He I used to be totally behind him, right? And I'm like, oh, Elon Musk is so smart, and he's the future. And then I thought about it,
Mhm.
and I was like, he's just trying to make money. He's talking about let's get to Mars, let's get to Mars. The, let's do this impossible thing that we're really never going to do, but he's going to be able to get money funneled into him to do this impossible thing rather than doing something
Mhm.
completely possible like going to the moon and building a base there and or factory and start making stuff for deep space travel out there rather than oh, let's get to the Mars, let's do this impossible thing. You know what I'm saying? Why aren't we doing things that are possible? It makes no sense, and so it makes me think that it's all about money.
Yeah, we need to we do need to land on the moon eventually. Yes, we haven't been there yet. So,
Yeah, man. It's like
according to
we
some,
need to land on the moon for the first time, and then we need to take a picture of the Earth and prove to everybody once and for all that it's flat. You know,
yeah.
and
Oh
get
yeah, yeah.
and get this stuff, behind us, and then a picture of God in the background going like this, uh, you know what I mean? We got to get all of that. But I'm just saying though that it is possible for us to hit the moon. It is possible for us to build a base, on the moon. Like, why aren't we talking about the things that are possible rather than trying to shoot for the impossible and just funneling all this money towards that? That doesn't make sense to me.
Um, I think I don't know. Yeah, things are more possible than you think. I mean, technology advances. We never actually years not long ago landing on the moon was thought to be impossible. So yeah, it's things can be things can be accomplished, man. You gotta go for it though. But I think I think he's just I think he's pretty smart, but I think he's just ballsy too. you know, uh, Elon Musk, I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with personality and his drive, and
So it's
he
more
doesn't
like
have
he's
the
biting
inhibition.
off more than he can chew because he's ballsy, rather than just trying to funnel money into his bank account.
Yeah,
I don't think so, but I think he's ballsy. I mean, it is ballsy to say, hey, yeah, let's go to Mars, but it's also a smart tactic to because it's like if I can get you to invest into the impossible and keep investing into the impossible, you know what I mean?
yeah,
When are you going to ever stop investing? When is it ever going to come to fruition? So it's like if I get you to invest into something and there's an end to it, then there's an end to the money coming in, you know? So
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's always yeah. The money's always in there somewhere. It's
yeah,
always factored in.
yeah, it's sad,
Uh,
man. It's sad. And then speaking of money, man, let's talk about this whole defund the police thing, man. Have you heard about that?
I like I said, I've seen a few memes.
Yeah,
But,
they're talking about defunding the police, and you have all of these cops that are in uproar, and they're like, oh, you can't defund us. Who's going to protect you and all that kind of thing. And they're also saying you need to show us respect. And it's like, oh, they're upset because you guys can't fucking, be murderers anymore. You can't be racist pieces of shit anymore, you poor babies. And you know what I mean? It's like, oh, poor babies, you can't be racist pieces of shit anymore. It's like,
Yeah, and not only that, I think a big part of it is a big factor is the defiance that they have.
mhm.
To always say we're not the problem, you're the problem.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. I mean, perception is reality.
exactly.
You have billions and billions of dollars in your budget, and you have a very big job to do, very huge responsibility, and you're unwilling to even discuss certain issues. To
100.
even say, yeah, I'm not saying, hey, is there a problem with police abuse and stuff like that? Whether there is or not, the fact that they won't even discuss it is the problem.
That's
You
exactly
know,
right. That's exactly right.
People have different opinions on it. And I'm on the fact that I've had trouble with police myself, but I know there are some bad police out there. We all know that. But the thing is, they won't even discuss it. That's where the issue comes in,
Yep.
and that's where people start to really push back, and that's where all this frustration and rioting comes from.
Yep. They need to step up, and like, we know who the racists are. There's been
Yeah,
complaints. If you're working with people that close, you know who the racists are. So let's just stop pretending like we don't know who these people are, and let's just fire them. And then when they say defund the police, they don't actually mean like to close the police precinct down. They mean all the extra stuff that that the police get funded for, all these bonuses and all this other stuff. They take that
yeah,
money and put it towards community programs and help build up the community. And use the money actually where it needs to be used. It's insane, man, how we push back against progress. It, I don't get how, if something's broke and you know that it's broke, how you just don't fix it. And when you try and fix it, they push back. They like it being broke. It's crazy to
right, right.
me. It's absolutely crazy to me. Uh, but anyways, man, you got away, so
Yeah,
you're one of the lucky ones, man. Enjoy yourself, because it's just getting worse and worse over here, man. Between this racial bullshit and this coronavirus, man. I mean, things are actually like spiking more than they ever have before. And I mean, my wife will not let me leave the house. She just won't, because I'm too high of a risk. I'm old and I smoke way too much. And so she doesn't,
yeah,
she doesn't want me to catch it. But which is cool. I love her for loving me and wanting to keep me safe. But at the same time, man, I've been in this house for months now. I haven't left my fucking room, and I'm about to go mad. And what blows me away is like people can't look at countries like New Zealand and see how they completely eradicated it and follow suit. We're
yeah,
we're fighting. They were having protests to go out and not wear masks before they were having protests about the racial shit. They were more fucking. There's more people mad about not being able to go out and having to wear masks than they are about people being murdered. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
yeah. And the misinformation too, man. It's so convoluted. You don't know what the truth is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do know
Um,
this though. If you watch the numbers, that they are going up. So like you can't hide that. And
yeah,
and, and like they try to, like, you can see they closed down on Sunday or whatever. They weren't taking any more tests or something like that. And then that's the same day that they took the numbers of to see if it was spiking or not. So like that day
yeah,
was like a record low. But what they didn't tell everybody was that was the same day that they closed a bunch of facilities. They weren't taking any tests. So it's like
yeah,
they're trying to flub the numbers and make it look like Texas isn't as bad as it is, and so that everybody else opens up, because it's just been like, I think Texas and Georgia, or Texas and Florida or something, that have been open. And
hmm
God, dude, the numbers are skyrocketing. It's crazy. And the neighborhood that I live in is like the hotbed for it. It's nuts when they show you the orange, pink and red, all the different zones where it's
yeah.
hot. And we're in the hot zone. So I can't even go to the corner store if I wanted to just get the fuck out of the house and get a candy bar. I can't. I mean, it's
I
crazy.
didn't even know that, man. I don't get the same information over here, you know?
Yeah, man. So
So,
yeah, it's all if anybody's saying that it's better, it's all misinformation. People like your mom and your family over here in Katy, they're the ones that need to be worried and make special care that they stay home and that they stay aware, and
yeah.
that they stay protected when they go out and they get their groceries and they wipe stuff down, they disinfect all that stuff. So it's just crazy, man. This is still going on. I really wish that I was over there in New Zealand and I didn't have to deal with any of this, man, because like I said, I'm going stir crazy, bro.
Yeah, we're getting out this weekend, man. It's Friday here, yeah, and we're heading out to we're going to stay in a treehouse for the weekend, man. So yeah, it's not only a treehouse; it's overlooking the ocean on this huge cliff, and it's got like an outdoor bathtub, like just hanging in a tree too. It's beautiful, man.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You're one lucky dude, man. You are one lucky dude, man. I freaking uh yeah, I'm stuck. I get to my only view. We did get new windows in our room, and so I do have a nice view of the trees and stuff like that. So I've got that. That's helped out, but that's the same view I've had for months now. It's just
Yeah.
those trees and my TV and my Xbox. I will say, man, Call of Duty. I know you're not that much of a gamer, but Call of Duty has stepped it up, and they are paying attention, man. You know how like the internet, they say that Google and Facebook, they say all these different apps are spying on you. Um,
Yeah.
Call of Duty is definitely spying on their players, but it's a good thing because they're responding like every week with new updates, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the it's a dope game, dude. It's a dope game. I get flashbacks because I used to jump out of
Oh, yeah.
planes in the military, and you got to jump out of planes in this one and shit. It's so much fun, dude. So yeah,
I know what you mean, man. I started having flashbacks of my time in Vietnam, you know, and
yeah.
of course, it was 2013,
Were you,
but
were you
still,
were you pissing hot, and you were just like, oh, fuck, man, I remember Vietnam.
long after the war. But yeah, I have flashbacks. They're good flashbacks. They're actually pleasant.
Oh man, that's hilarious. So so yeah, I got people putting their heads in the windows here because they want to come in and get water and stuff. They think it's not distracting. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, what's going on in there? Um, I need to do. I was talking to Sophie today. I want to do a permanent setup for the podcast / Twitch area because I'm gonna start. I play that goddamn game so much. I want to start
Mhm.
streaming on that game, twitching it and stuff like that. So look forward to watching me play games. I know you old fucks like cars, and you guys probably aren't into any of that, but I'm pretty sure some of your grandkids are. So let them know that one of the car guys you watch also plays video games, and if they want to check me out, just hit up my YouTube. They can follow me on Facebook. Everything that I have is all Isaac Eubank, ISAACEUBANK, or it's the K&I Car Show. A lot of times it's the K.I. Car Show. So type us up in all of the what do you call them, apps. Look, just general Google search engine, and we should just pop up everywhere, man. It's so much. It's so dope. This show's been fun to do, man.
Yeah, it's great, man. I love it, and this is perfect for me, man. I'm obsessed with cars anyway. I've lived it my whole life, so to be able to find new cars and drive them and look at them and smell them and and be around them, man, and talk about them. It's a dream life for me, man.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. I'm glad you like it, man. I'm glad that you're not getting sick of doing it with me. It's hard, like me and you both have been in the entertainment business for a little while now, and it's hard to
Mhm.
find like-minded people that have the same type of work ethic. You meet a lot of cool
Yeah,
people in the game and a lot of talkers. A lot of people like to say they like to do shit, but very seldom do you find someone that actually carry through what they say they're going to do. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm glad that we actually pulled the trigger, and I'm glad that you aren't sick of my stoned ass yet.
I love it, man. And like I said, I always say we're just getting started, man.
Yeah,
You know, we're refining this, man. We're gonna do more videos of driving and being around cars. I'm going out to in a couple of hours to look at an Oldsmobile Toronado, the '66 Toronado, man. It's I'm gonna film that, and I'm thinking about buying it. And man, yeah, it's
you don't have
gonna
any
get out
room to
and
buy
do more.
anything else. Did you keep buying stuff? Where are you going to put the stuff?
We're looking for a garage space now. So the yeah, we're looking for some buildings, and the we're gonna put together some a place to put some cars and do some live shows, and maybe even a little studio to film the cars and film the live shows and the weekly sketches and stuff like that.
Cool.
Uh, do some editing there, and yeah, man, right here in Auckland.
Cool. Awesome. Well, you guys, it's been about that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed uh, the second episode of this podcast. We love doing it, man. We just love, I mean, me and Kevin are just good buds, man. We love hanging and talking, and we haven't had a chance to do that with him all the way to New Zealand. So doing this is actually fun for us, man. We get a chance to catch up, and we're glad that you guys get to catch up with us, man. Please leave comments. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. Just give us feedback. We love your feedback. We love talking and interacting with you guys. Like I said, check us out on all the platforms and hit up our merch store, man. You know, become part of the gang. Anything else, bud?
No, man, I'm good. Anybody here in New Zealand that wants to offer me Vegemite, please stop. I'm done with it. I've tried it. I'm moving on.
No mas Vegemite. But
No,
if you have
no.
a badass car, let him know, and he'll come over and hang out with you and check it out. All right. All right.
Yeah, man.
Peace.